A journey of 1,000 miles starts under one's feet. A good traveller has no fixed plans and is not intent upon arriving. The world is governed by letting things take their course. It cannot be governed through interference. These beautiful words of the Tao Te Ching have guided my life for a long time, and there is no better place to begin such a journey in the spirit of Lao-tzu's words than Tiruvannamalai, a place where we learn to remember, let go, let go, let go. The early morning sounds of India bring you face to face with this sacred land. No matter whether you are in the city or our village, India is alive with something the so-called first world is missing. Sri Ramana Ashram, one of the most peaceful places in the world, and the abode of the 20th century sage, Ramana Maharshi. His Mahasamadhi was in this very ashram on April 14, 1950 at 8:47 p.m. When Ramana's physical end was near, many devotees began singing Arunachala Shiva. Sri Ramana Ashram documented Ramana's response to hearing those sacred words. On hearing it, Ramana's eyes opened and shone. He gave a brief smile of indescribable tenderness. From the outer corners of his eyes, tears of bliss rolled down. One more breath and no more. At that very moment, 8:47 p.m., what appeared to be an enormous star trailed across the sky, passing to the northeast towards the peak of Arunachala. Many saw this luminous body in the sky, even as far away as Bombay, and struck by its peculiar appearance and behavior, they ascribed this phenomenon to the passing of their master. Even though many devotees were distressed about the upcoming physical end of Ramana, he assured them, and all of us, about the fundamental truth of existence itself by leaving us with these beautiful words. That which is born must die. That which is acquired must be lost. Were you born? You are eternally existent. The self can never be lost. Arunachala is considered to be a manifestation of Shiva and is a sacred place for Shiva worshippers. One thing is for sure, the power of this mountain is indescribable. Some people believe this power of Arunachala pulls people from all around the world to its physical presence. It is believed that those who are ready for the ultimate reality wind up in the presence of the sacred mountain. Even Ramana Maharshi said that it was the spiritual power of Arunachala which brought about his own realization of the Atman, the self, the undifferentiated consciousness that unites us all as one. Maybe Gayoung and I were drawn here as well. Who knows? Our average day in Tiruvannamalai consists of walking the path up Arunachala to Skanda ashram, a place where Ramana Maharshi spent 7 years in silence. This steep and rugged path naturally facilitates walking meditation. With every step, I am here, present and aware of all that is. Skanda Ashram, one of the greatest ashrams in the world for deep meditation. Devotees believe that one receives darshan from Ramana Maharshi in such a place. Darshan is the Sanskrit word for auspicious sight of the Guru, which bestows merit and blessings because the Guru is looking into your true self, revealing who you truly are. Om Bhagavan. The view from the summit of Arunachala is breathtaking, a deep quiet where your mind is completely still. On top of Arunachala is the perfect place for reaching deeper states of meditation. Samadhi. The sadhu pond right at the foot of Arunachala is where a lot of sadhus come for bathing and washing their clothes. This pond is actually hard to find as it is far off the main road. By this time I had already started writing a new book, which was something I had thought about before leaving Australia, but didn't think it would happen so soon. Just being in Tiruvannamalai allowed the writing to spontaneously happen, and I was excited about where this book was going. I wanted to dive deeper than I've ever done before, which is a mentality I have with every new book.
I am the witness of the body. The body does not witness me. The body does not say it is me. The body does not say, look, I'm moving. Something says, I am the body. And you will say, I am moving. So it cannot be that the body knows you. If you are the one who is aware of the functions of the body. If the hearing is weak on one side, you go to the doctor, he says, tell me something about your hearing out of 100% of your say. He says, on this side, I think it's about 75%. This about 90%. What is aware of this? Watch it. It cannot be. You see? Something says, my senses, my mind, my memory is not as good as it used to be. It is not memory because it watches memory.
This guest house in Mcleod, Ganj was actually an upgrade from our $2 guest house in Tiruvannamalai. Gayoung and I don't need much in life. We are completely content with each other. Simplicity is always the key to real contentment.
.30 in the morning up here in Mcleod Ganj. Down there, as you can see, is a little township. That's Dharamshala. We are up a bit higher than that, up in Mcleod Ganj, living up here. beautiful community up in the mountains. But yeah, it's a beautiful morning again. And it's a lovely, it's a beautiful pine forest up here, as you can see, up in Mcleod. And we're just about to head up into the monastery. There's a beautiful Buddhist walk, just not too far from up here, about 5 minutes, 10 minutes up here. As you can see, the construction trucks and the concrete trucks and that don't really work here, so we've got donkeys. Carrying a lot of rocks, usually bricks too, a lot of the time. Yeah, so a lot of heavy work for the mule. Symbolism behind the swastika is both Hindu and Buddhist. Thousands of years old, but we've distorted it in the West, where a lot of people who haven't been to these sort of countries will think that it's got something to do with World War II.
Every morning, Gayoung and I would circumambulate around the Dalai Lama's temple complex and residence. It is a tranquil walk where one's mind ceases and the real beauty of the world comes alive. Just like the street dogs in Thailand, cows in India are the ones really running the show. We exist in their world.
And this monkey here had a bit of an injury, but still doing all right.
Granddad monkey.
These are Buddhist prayer flags. Yeah, you'll find these everywhere over North India, and actually in Nepal and Tibet you'll find them as well. Some of the rock carvings up here are amazing, up in North India, as this place is mainly mainly a Tibetan community. You'll see a lot of Tibetan riding around. What you see here is it's actually the Buddhist prayer of compassion, which is Om Mani Padme Hum. So this is Om actually in Tibetan, which is, you can see the similarities between this and Sanskrit, like here. But that's the primordial vibration or sound of the universe, you could say, where everything emanates out of, where all of us exist from.
जिस प्रकार पृथ्वी में दृढ़ रूप से गड़ा हुआ इंद्रकील नगर के द्वार स्तंभ चारों ओर की वायु से वेग से नहीं हिलता, उसी प्रकार जिसने चार यार सत्य को प्रज्ञा चक्षु के द्वारा देख लिया, उस सत्य पुरुष की मैं इंद्रकील के साथ तुलना करता हूँ।
Tibetan Buddhist prayer wheels are a great instrument for meditation and for showing respect to the Buddha. The wheels are most commonly inscribed with Om Mani Padme Hum. A monk's austere way of life is the living echo of the Buddha. So simple, yet this simplicity is so far away from most people. Though it may seem hard and extreme to the modern confused mind, it is actually as natural as opening and closing your hand. At the moment, what's going on in Tibet? This is the main street of Mcleod Ganj, and up here is my favourite restaurant in town, Carpe Diem, seize the day. And they, when in town, they do take care of you, trust me. And we're going here. Look at this. And there's the man, Ramu.
What's happening, bro? Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Good.
Yeah.
How are you?
Good.
Good.
Making video.
Yeah, video.
Take a video, yeah.
Are you want to see?
त्यसैमा छैन होला फेरि छैन होला
Creatively, I love nothing more than working on a blank canvas, no matter whether it is writing, creating videos, or making lectures. There is something mystical about the state of nothingness before the first movement that has the potential to become anything within the infinitude of possibilities. Don't worry, I'm not a trendsetter. I don't usually wear my hair like this, nor am I trying to rekindle any ancient samurai man bun. This is what usually happens every day when Gayoung would be waiting for me to finish my work and get out of my mind. As ridiculous as I look, I am glad I can provide some form of entertainment for her. Gayoung's playfulness always reminds me nothing is serious.
But it's inspirational to come up here every morning and see, as you can see, there's a lot of old people around, which is inspiring and sad at the same time because you don't really see many young people these days around these areas, influenced by the Western idea of life, I guess. It is what it is at the moment. There's nothing you can say about it, but I find it kind of sad. I saw an old man here yesterday actually do the standard Tibetan prayer where you get down on the ground, and the devotion and the dedication by some of these old people is amazing. 108 times doing that, and a lot of other people are more concerned about how much money they have in the bank, etc. They focus their attention on that. We've entered a strange era, that's for sure. It's just amazing when you get away from all of that materialist noise, that Western noise that we all fight to be over one another. When you come to a place like this, you can see that none of that shit really matters. of cows are doing the walk around the monastery too. As you can see in India, paper and plastic have been integrated into a cow's diet. I don't know. This is India for you. Well, it's just about a month away from the Europe tour, Shattering the Apocalypse tour. We've made a bit of a move because down in town in Mcleod Ganj, it's getting a little busy and a little out of control at the moment. We're up in a place called Dharmakot, just above Mcleod. Mcleod Ganj is sort of over there a bit. This is our new place anyway. And as you can see, not a bad spot. Right out there, beautiful nature. And here, a nice humble little abode. Bed, little table there, a couple of chairs, a few books, toilet just around there. Yeah, basically that's it. So just over a month away, and I finished the bulk of the presentation, so I'm kind of happy about that because it's just going to be now a process of refining the talk, fine-tuning a lot of the slides, etc., getting the workshop ready for Norway and England, and the presentation for Germany, and yeah, just finding some really good space out here.
Village life in India is where the real aliveness of the world shines forth. A real sense of community that we are slowly losing in the modern developed world. As I said, humans don't run the show in India, the sacred cow does. Time to cut the mop off and make Gayoung happy. But in all seriousness, with the heat in May and June, you really want short hair. Definitely not my style of haircut. I'm not that trendy. But he was a great man to connect with, and it was amazing to hear about his life and family. These sorts of interactions in India are everyday occurrences.
just a day away from the beginning of the tour. We fly to Norway tomorrow. We're just spending a couple of days in Delhi at the moment. We've come down from the mountains. I've come down from Dharmakot, so I'm just staying in Delhi for a few days just before. Just to give you a bit of an idea of India, this is a place that I'm staying at the moment. Now, I want to show you the contrast sort of life, I suppose, in India, because what you're seeing around you right now is almost an illusion because of what you're going to see in a minute, because I'm just about to go for lunch and give you a glimpse of sort of daily life in Delhi. Okay. Let's get out there. Yeah, well, this is Ganj, or main bazaar you could say, in Delhi. One of the more popular spots for backpackers, tourists, whatever. But like I said, a bit of a contrast from where we're staying to now, and it's hard to describe to you because you're not here, but it's about 45 degrees. And it's your average day. Your average day, 45 degrees. Sometimes 50 if you're lucky. If you're lucky. Actually, today's a little bit cooler. Got a bit lucky with 45 degrees today. Not bad. Head for lunch.
तो हम भैया कल हम आपके वहाँ हाजीपुर आ रहे हैं। तो फिर कहते हैं आप रहना है जो भी है ना आपको।
One of my favorite places to eat, Everest Cafe. So gonna have some lunch. Most people, when they want to come to Delhi, they want to get straight there, straight to the train station. I don't mind it, you know. There's a little bit of chaos. Well, not more than a little bit, obviously, but you know, a lot of people see the train station and just go, let's get the hell out. Flying out tomorrow morning to Norway, about 4 in the morning. It's about 6 p.m, just 6:15 in Delhi. So I'm just doing some of the final touches. I finished the presentation actually a while back, but there's always more to add, fine tune, etc. This is probably one of the bigger presentations I've ever presented. It's 351 slides altogether. So it's a fair whack of information for people. Really looking forward to presenting this in Norway, Germany and England, and meeting some magnificent people as well, no doubt. Running on empty. No sleep for a few days is pretty cool. But it's about I think it's about 1 a.m. in Delhi at the moment, so just going to go and take the luggage to the check-in, and yeah, we'll see how we go. At Moscow airport, on the way to Oslo, having breakfast. Pretty plain actually, a veggie sandwich and just some potatoes. So it's been about 4 days travelling at the moment to get to Europe, and it's been about 12 hours sleep for me personally over those days, so about 4 hours a day. Just buses, planes, etc.
There was a lot of spare room in Moscow airport, enough space for a warehouse. I'm not sure why there was so much space, but it made for a great bedroom.
I've arrived in Oslo, so it's good to be in. Beautiful place, beautiful weather. On the last leg now, up onto Trondheim. We're flying up to Trondheim now. Well, not just yet, but soon. It's been about a 24-hour trip actually. And, as you see, it's at 8:30. Now you might think it's 8:30 in the morning, but it's actually 8:30 at night, so I'm not quite sure if it ever gets dark in Norway, but I'll soon find out. We are in Nord-Trøndelag, and we're at a great place called Solemn Retreat. It's a beautiful retreat up here. It's built for people who are spiritually inclined or ecologically inclined. It's been a good transition since I moved from India up here, and everything's been running smoothly. People are fantastic up this way. And tomorrow's the first show, 24th of June. Now, in my new book, which will be out next year, I'm going to be tackling what is known as the Great Work of Eternity, which is actually it's an extension of what the masters have been teaching for who knows how long.
We spent a lot of quality time with all of the amazing people of Solemn Retreat and Nord-Trøndelag, laughing, crying, and just enjoying the beauty of life together.
Via del campo c'è una bambina con due occhi color di foglia, tutta notte sta sulla soglia, vende a tutti la stessa rosa. Via del campo c'è una graziosa con le labbra color rugiada, gli occhi grigi come la strada, nascon fiori dove cammina. Via del campo c'è una puttana con due occhi color di foglia, se di amarla ti vien la voglia, basta prenderla per la mano e ti sembra di andar lontano. Lei ti guarda con un sorriso, non credevi che il paradiso fosse solo lì al primo piano. Via del campo ci va un illuso.
We can look out into the external world and we see progress, but I wouldn't call that evolution in a sense, and this would tie in with why you call your show Evolution and Consciousness. It's really consciousness that only evolves, but it's that awareness, it's that perception that evolves in a sense, because we live in a society which is built around the ego, in a world, in a planet that's built around the ego, which is actually a mode of perception that is focused into the detail of life. So that's why we get a lot of people who get caught up in the web of the illusion. So through politics or through anything really, through any event on the planet, we get caught in the detail of life instead of taking greater steps back, working on ourselves, being sincere with ourselves, and seeing that actually from a sage's perception or an enlightened master's perception, they see from one level there's chaos, but on the other level, on a higher perspective, there's an order playing out perfectly, a harmony playing out perfectly. Well, Norway's finished. It's now the 2nd of July, and it's been a great experience. 10 days at Solemn Retreat. Met some amazing people, had some wonderful times. The event was perfect, and as you can see, we didn't have such a tough time here. Beautiful log cabin. The main interesting part, I suppose, about Norway at this time of year is it never gets dark, but it never seemed to be a problem for me, except that you would probably lose track of time during the night, and you could stay awake till 1 and you think it's 9 o'clock, but it's all okay. I'm on my way to Berlin today, so I've got a flight to Trondheim and then Trondheim to Oslo and then Oslo to Berlin, so more flights, but it's part of it. I don't know if you guys can hear me, but we're at the Freaks of Nature festival just outside of Berlin, where I'll be speaking actually tomorrow. And I've been out here for a couple of days at the festival. We're at such a beautiful place, you don't even want to know. This is an old air base from communist times in Germany here. And the nature actually around here is beautiful. I've been walking around it for a few days because I don't spend too much time in the festival, and I don't really like to spend too much time in the tent. This was the accommodation for all of the DJs and speakers like myself.
We're basically talking today about making a relationship between that and that. That's what the ancient sages are talking about, that there is actually a mirrored reflection between man and macrocosm and microcosm. And all of this ancient way is described perfectly by Carl Jung when he describes the I Ching. The Chinese mind, as I see it at work in the I Ching, seems to be exclusively preoccupied with the chance aspects of events. What we call coincidence seems to be the chief concern of this peculiar mind, and what we worship as causality passes almost unnoticed. We must admit that there is something to be said for the immense importance of chance. An incalculable amount of human effort is directed to combating and restricting the nuisance or danger represented by chance.
Midnight snack. On the way back to Nepal, Stansted Airport in London. Doesn't get any better than sleep at an airport, I tell you. Not the most healthy sandwich, that's for sure. Wholemeal bread with some chips on it. The variety is great.
couple of rest days in Oslo after the tour. In a bit of a contrast before where we will be in Pokhara in Nepal, where it might only, probably less the size of that room there, but this is cheap accommodation from Norway, so go figure. Looks like a palace to me, but it's a nice way to finish my time in Europe. A bit tired actually, been sleeping at the England airport, Stansted airport all night, and trying to conjure up some energy to go and check out Oslo. 20 hours in Moscow airport. Oof. Welcome to my new bedroom. It's pretty big. I share it with many other people. Somehow I achieved 9 hours sleep on this rock hard floor. I don't know how. Maybe it's because I didn't sleep for a month on tour. But it's you know, no challenge is ever too big. That's for sure. And yeah, got another 9 hours to wait. So, and then we're on the road to Nepal. So, see how we go.
The humble people of Nepal. There is something mystical about this land, something ancient that is hard to describe. Is it the Himalayas? Is it the ancient history of Hinduism and Buddhism in this land? Whatever it is, it can be found in the heart of the Nepali people. The feeling you walk away with after being absorbed in Nepal is something that will remain in your heart forever. Gayoung village, a place where I met some lifelong friends. We actually returned here a few years later, and we were staying with our Nepali friends in this very village when the earthquake hit Nepal in 2015. We will never forget that experience. On this occasion, I spent a lot of time writing and I actually finished my book, but I still needed to edit the book before sending it to publishers. Phiwa Lake in Pokhara is a sacred place, and it is no surprise that the city is nestled against it. This particular restaurant is called Lemongrass, and it is one of our favourite restaurants in Pokhara. We've become friends with the family who owned this restaurant during the years we've been visiting Pokhara. An amazing place just to unwind and chill after a long journey. Since we were relaxing after the tour, we didn't get much footage of Nepal because we were just enjoying ourselves and weren't interested in documenting the experience. But on the way out of Nepal, we had to make a stop at Lumbini. We didn't get much footage here either, but this was a little journey by bicycle through one of the villages in the area. The lowland region of Terai in southern Nepal and northern India, and also the Gangetic plains of northern India, are a special place for me. That environment is soaked in spirituality. There is something conducive for meditation and contemplation in that part of the world, and it is no surprise that the life of the Buddha was lived in that region from Lumbini all the way to Bodh Gaya under the Bodhi tree, where he attained enlightenment. Gayoung and I always like to change it up to keep life fresh. And when we feel like experiencing the energy of city life, Bangkok is one of our favourite cities in the world. Gayoung's younger brother, Sungyu, even visited us for 10 days.
Hello, man.
안녕.
This apartment we lived in for around 4 months, and it was more than we could have asked for. It was a great opportunity to be settled for a few months to finish editing my book and start sending it to publishers. This style of apartment was worth about $320 US a month back in 2012. Not much has changed in price.
솔직히 앞으로 몇 년 아무 계획, 특정한 계획이나 뚜렷한 그런 거 없이 계속 다닐 수
The smell and hum of Bangkok, I love it. Anything and everything can happen in this city. Living in Bangkok also gave Gayoung the opportunity to join an orchestra. Her passion and love for music is truly infectious. I always enjoy listening to her evolve as a musician. Her grace and beauty are expressed through her music, and I am extremely fortunate to hear it every day. If you were just to leave humans alone, civilization alone, without any central control, without any, say, central bank or central government, etc., then naturally, like nature, the human being, because we are not separate from nature, would grow organically of itself, and systems and that would naturally come into place, because we would be just doing what we do with a trust in our brothers and sisters, and naturally, spontaneously, a natural system of order would grow without any need for actually external government, external banking, external corporations. We are on our way north to somewhere special to end the year. But when going north in Thailand, you must make a trip to Ayutthaya. So much of Thailand's rich culture is found off the beaten path and in small townships like Ayutthaya. When we speak of Thai culture, we cannot speak of it without the Buddha. Buddham Sharanam Gacchami. Wat Pa Thamwai is one of my favourite monasteries in northern Thailand. After a full year of adventure, this was the perfect place to bring the mind back to stillness and reconnect with all that is. This is my bungalow for my stay. As in any forest monastery in Thailand, living is very humble and grounded. This particular year, Gayoung and I learned what can happen when we let go of control. This wasn't the first year we've lived like this, nor the last, but it was one of the most memorable. The beauty and magic of life is there for all to experience when we truly let go of trying to control our life. You don't control your life because you are life itself, and life is wonderful. Can you see it? Do you feel it? You must remember. The only way for you to recognize that fact is by letting go and allowing life to be as it will without any interference. Let go, let go, let go, Shun.